I am a veteran of the United States New York Army National Guard as a petroleum supply specialist. I served between March of 2002 to March of 2010. I was deployed for some stateside missions. I finished my 8 years as all active Army National Guard. I finished with an honorable discharge, meaning I completed my contract with no issues. I finished my service as rank of sergeant E5. I was eligible, I was on my way to being eligible for promotion. I chose to get out. I speak now as a veteran, having served a tour in Iraq from 2008 and 2009. We had two bases that we were deployed to during that time. I could have potentially missed my deployment that started in 2008 because I was prior to that deployment. I could have gotten out because I would have started my 2 years as inactive ready reserve. I chose to re up for 1 year to go with my unit to deploy to Iraq. And then while I was in country, my contract for that 1 year extension was about to be over. I chose to re up for my last year of my contract to stay deployed with my unit while I was in Iraq. It was not fun being deployed to Iraq. I can't talk about things too much because I'm not really permitted to, but I can say that we did have rockets and mortars come in to our operation base, our forward operation base. And the same is true for the second site that we went to. I did a mission that I was selected for, that I had to choose someone else to go with me, to go outside the wire to do things that I can't talk about. But I did that, and I survived that. At the second site, close to when we were due to go home, we had the most riskier attacks on our base about 2 or 3 weeks before we were due to go home. So I say, as an American, as a veteran of a foreign war, and that was OEF, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, I can say with my full chest that as an American, as a veteran who has served and served with other soldiers and understand what it means to be a soldier in the US Army, I'm really alarmed by the kind of carelessness that I am seeing from our leaders. I do not like the fact that we are being baited into yet another war. It seems at the behest of Israel, who is also responsible for drawing us into the Iraq war. I can't remember the details if they brought us into the war in Afghanistan, but the Iraq war was incredibly costly. It cost us tens of thousands of lives for our troops, who we still have walking wounded. This administration has greatly jeopardized their healthcare. I don't know if we're going to see the closing of facilities, but I would imagine so. They fired a lot of veterans. I'm very upset about the fact that Iran got attacked on false pretenses against all available US intelligence at the behest of Israel. And now we are seeing bombings of US bases in the Middle East. And that was basically promised by Iran. If the United States got involved, they were going to do that. And Trump and the Republican regime, I call it a regime because they are not a legitimate government. They are not governing as though they are governing the entire United States. They have basically gone to war in our country, sending domestic terrorists, they call ICE, into blue states and cities that are kidnapping people and renditioning them to other places outside the country. They are filling up state or private for-profit prisons, and we are hearing that they are enslaving them. This is not a government. This is a criminal organization that is disguised as a government. So I am saying, as a veteran, I am, or have been, a proud patriot in the sense of my understanding. I believe a true patriot stands up and does what's right, even when it's hard, and tells the truth, even when it's hard and might have personal consequences. I cannot support this so called government. They show blatant disregard for our troops, for our citizens, and for people around the world that are being attacked needlessly. None of this needed to happen. I'll go into it in a minute. But I believe what we are supposed to be as Americans is people that accept people from all across the world to come here and to try to achieve their American dream, which is to be able to have, liberty and justice for all of us, for the promise of the opportunity to pursue happiness and to be safe, free from oppression, free to practice or not practice whatever religion they do. And all I'm seeing from the Republican Party is basically domestic and international terrorism. I did not serve my country for 8 years. My grandfather did not risk his life in World War II to have this country being taken over by fascists, and for our country, this democratic experiment that's lasted for 250 years or almost that, to be destroyed by stupid, incompetent, ignorant, ignorant people with low emotional intelligence, people that are racists, bigots, misogynists, and yes, fascists. The Republican Party is a fascist party. This isn't about MAGA. MAGA is fucking awful. But that is the party. This is the party. This is the Republican Party backed by a bunch of billionaires that want to profit off of suffering. They want to profit off of violence. They want to profit off of the burning the damn planet. We know that Exxon did studies about environmental impact for what they were doing. And they found that they were causing or going to cause anthropogenic climate change that we are seeing now. And their models were pretty accurate for what it was going to do. Did they change course? No. They continued and they spent a lot of money on a misinformation campaign. And you have that across right-wing media networks. Big oil loves war, especially in the Middle East, because what's over there? A lot of it. In Iran and in Iraq. And also I believe there was high amounts of some important rare materials found in Iran recently called antimony. So I'll get into more of this in a minute. I'll have to collect myself. And I'm not going to be apologetic about being emotional, because that's what human beings do when they think about and they talk about terrible crimes against humanity. Service members, if you're watching this, you have an obligation to refuse to follow unlawful orders. I have to tell you this. Donald Trump is not a legitimate president. He should not have been able to get the powers that he has a second time. He has violated the Constitution. Him swearing his oath of office again, and then basically shredding the Constitution one amendment or more at a time. And the Supreme Court is helping him. The Republican Party is being spineless and cowardly and not holding him accountable. We are watching lives be destroyed. We are watching people experience terror in their communities. None of the stuff that they're doing is legal, and they're risking World War III right now by attacking Iran, because now Russia has committed that they will get involved. China, I believe, is going to commit to getting involved. And then, was it North Korea or South Korea? I think Russia too have basically said that they're going to help Iran get nukes, or they'll give them nukes, because nuclear weapons are a deterrent. It is insane to me that people have been beating the war drums in our media about the idea of Iran getting nukes, but like North Korea got nukes and nobody is messing with them anymore because they're operating as a deterrent. The big five have the audacity to say that other countries are not allowed to get nukes, and they're not even following the agreement of nuclear proliferation, meaning they should be getting rid of their nukes. I don't want war, and I don't want any lives lost. I don't want Iranians' lives lost. I don't want Israelis' lives lost. I don't want United States people's lives lost. I don't want anybody's lives lost because of another stupid freaking war. They lied to us about getting into the Iraq war, about the weapons of mass destruction. The Bush administration had decided, I don't even know if this probably was decided before that, back in like 1979, with its own unholy alliance with Israel. Like, people need to wake the hell up and see Israel for what it is. Israel is attacking 6 different countries right now, unprovoked, and drawing the United States into it. AIPAC is fucking evil, and they use our tax dollars against us to the tune of $2.3 billion every year, influencing our domestic policy and our foreign policy. We need to do something about that relationship. And if anybody needs a regime change, it's the United States and Israel. We need governments that are committed to peace, and we need diplomatic relations, not bombs, not funding a genocide. The ICCJ has said what Israel is doing is a genocide. Joe Biden and the Democratic leadership were all on board, and the Republican Party were all on board. And then the same is true for now, only Trump appears to have ambitions of a Riviera in Gaza. Like, it's disgusting. International law should matter. Diplomacy should be the way we go. And Iran has every single right to be angry with the United States because of our past interference there. The United States has done insane amounts of harm all around the world, and people wonder why Iranians say things like "death to America," which is like that. You have to actually understand what they actually mean by that. They don't mean Americans. They mean they don't want to be meddled with by the United States, by capitalists. Like, it's capitalism, stupid. It's the billionaires, stupid. All around the world, billionaires put us all at risk. I'm going to get into my next topic, but I felt it was necessary to introduce myself this way. And I don't brag about my service. I always feel uncomfortable when people say thank you for your service, because I got into the Army National Guard after 9/11 in 2001. I joined not long after that, basically in like March. I wanted to serve my country. I thought we had been attacked, and mostly I joined the National Guard because I believed that the National Guard primarily helps defend this country, in our country, and also helps with like disaster relief. I was a little bit naive to think that the National Guard generally doesn't really deploy all that much to foreign soil, and I guess that policy sort of changed. Like in I know we got involved in Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Again, I think that was also under false pretenses. That was another regime change war, taking out Saddam Hussein, who I believe we helped install in the first place. And in Iran, it's the same story. Like, we interfered in Iran back in the 1950s. I think it was like 1953. The CIA did a coup. So you have to wonder why other countries are mad at us. If you're not sure, you should look up U.S. intervention in that country and get sources that are not just Western sources that are just covering up and sane washing crimes, international crimes. Nobody holds the United States accountable because it's the global hegemon, meaning we have the power. So always question power. Always. All right. I'll get into another one in a minute, but that introduction was necessary. I wanted to give you context. It's alarming, and it pains me. And I don't care who you are. We should be on the same page with this. We should not be okay with foreign wars that are completely unnecessary and completely unprovoked. Iran did not attack us. Israel struck first, unprovoked, and they made up the reason. It's the same damn reason they've been using since 1992. Oh, they're going to get a nuke in 2 weeks and months, or maybe a year or two. There's a supercut of Netanyahu saying this over and over and over in Congress. He's been after this war with Iran, with U.S. involvement, for decades. And now he got it. And he's not going to stop. I don't know how we get out of this. I don't. I'm terrified that this is going to lead to like we're basically in World War III. And it's debatable about when that might have started, whether it was Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which I'm so alarmed at Americans that are saying basically like Ukraine's the bad guy in that situation when Russia was the aggressor. Again, people saying that Iran is the bad guy when Iran hasn't done anything wrong in this scenario. I don't like Iran's leadership. If there's a regime change, let their people do it over time. Let them do it their way. It's their people's decision. They're a sovereign nation. We have no business getting involved with them unless there's some sort of actual direct threat or attack against us. It's not our business. We are not supposed to be, we should not be, or that, the idea of the United States being like the world police has not worked out. It's created more enemies. And it's cost us untold fortunes, and it's benefited a handful of evil people and evil industries that are not in our best interest. We have to be smarter, and we have to get better leaders that do not want to be involved in this stuff. We have to end this unholy alliance with Israel, or at least in its current configuration. Fascism should be a deal breaker for every single American. Last I checked, we knew what to do with fascists. We fought the fascists in World War II. My grandfather was part of that, and I'm sick of it. As an American, you should love the people that are here, that aren't doing anything wrong, that didn't do anything to you. And you should be pissed off about the idea of people getting slaughtered halfway around the world with our fucking tax dollars for no goddamn reason aside from insane ideology about some kind of end times prophecy. Are you fucking kidding me? I can't take it, man. I can't. It's wrong. You have to be able to call out what's fucking wrong. This shit is fucking wrong. Nobody should support this shit. They need to fucking impeach Trump and the entire line of succession. The Republican Party should be charged under RICO for all kinds of fucking conspiracies. There is so much goddamn corruption. The list of crimes is endless. Many of them have to go to the fucking Hague. And Netanyahu's whole goddamn government should be arrested and brought to the fucking Hague, just like Duterte. Look that shit up. I don't know. I don't know the details on how they actually got his ass. I'm surprised they got him. With his bullshit fucking drug war. Yeah, you should look that one up for America too. How that one all start. Anyway, I'll get into it in a minute. I love you guys. I really appreciate you guys listening. I got the Patreon up. I'm trying to get members in there so we can have more discussion without interference and worrying about things getting taken down over censorship against people telling the truth. And I don't want people to feel alone, so guys, want you to have a space so we can discuss things together. That's my plan for in case things go really pear-shaped with the platforms that we've been on talking on. I'm worried about people getting targeted, so I'm trying to create a space that's safe for people. And I want to be there for you guys just like you guys are there for each other. Okay, so I got to take a break for a minute and I'll come back. I appreciate you all. If you're not down with fascism, you're part of the resistance. We may have differences of opinion on lots of different things, but we should be in agreement on the idea that not another person should die because of incompetence, because of greed, because of lack of leadership, and because of parties that are just frankly un-American. They're not patriotic. They beat their chest. They wave the flag. They claim that they're holier than thou when I don't know if any of that stuff that they, religious people believe in, if any of that stuff is true, but based on my understanding, they're getting a fast pass to fucking hell, if there is such a place. This is not how human beings should operate. It's dangerous, and we are all at risk. We better hope that some kind of accountability happens soon and some kind of change in leadership happens soon. I don't know how that's going to happen under the current configuration of things, though. All right, take care of yourselves. Bye. Hey there. Thank you for watching one of my shorts, wherever you found me, for my raw, unfiltered, longer video content covering the subjects that probably matter a whole lot to you, as much as they do me. You can find me on my Patreon page. The link is below. Anybody who joins gets access to a 7-day free trial, so you can check it out. I have early release videos that are not edited, and they have some bonus content that you won't be able to find anywhere else. This is a safe place for community and for the raw, real telling of the truth, which really needs to happen these days. I wanted to create a space for people to come to that's safe from the censors of our social media, wherever you find it. I'm concerned about crackdowns and greater surveillance, given all the information that's been collected on all of us, and the use of companies like Palantir, who is contracted with the government. I don't want to deal with a surveillance state, and I don't want to have my content taken down, and I want a place for community, so that's what that's for. It's Born Free 44 is the name of the channel. I'll give free content periodically, but the longer unedited raw takes can be found for paid members. There's also a Discord, trying to create a community space there. The first tier is the Discord access. Hope I'll find you there on Born Free 44 Patreon. And thanks for watching.